Hi guys, apologies for the lighting. I don't normally have this lamp, which usually assists me. So I'm trying to use the background lighting over here to help me in this motherfucker, but it's not really doing the job. So you're gonna have to cope with me as some black shadow. So we're gonna have to go and do this preview this way. I know you ain't seen me in a little while. I tried explaining in my last video, I've lost my mojo in making these videos, because every time I watch Raw, I didn't even watch it this week. That's how bad last week's one was. I've lost my mojo completely in terms of making these videos. But usually for me, this is where wrestling starts. For me, is Money in the Bank. I think that's where I start to get more excited again for wrestling, because you've got the build up to SummerSlam, then after SummerSlam you've got the build up to Survivor Series, and then you're on the road to WrestleMania pretty much after that. So this is usually, as a wrestling fan, where I start to get excited, where I start to get reinvigorated for the product. And you know, since Daniel Bryan got stripped, I'm going to talk about Daniel Bryan getting stripped. I might even make a few videos in this shadow form today. I'm in that mood of making videos today. I'm waiting for my girls to come round actually. I need to tidy up some shit. Yeah, but I'm in the mood. But basically, what I think will happen this Sunday is, I think it will be an interesting show. I think, unfortunately, it will be quite a predictable show, in the sense that I think most people have an idea as to what will happen. But I'm going to enjoy the match nevertheless. I've got Monday off. I'm going to watch it live. So I only say I've got Monday off because they show it quite late over here. They show it at 1 AM. So well, I'm going to watch it live, and I'll probably do a reaction video after. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be a decent pay-per-view, albeit predictable. Things that I think will happen, permutations from what I think will happen at Money in the Bank, and where I think they'll go from it. So on the card, it'll be Big E versus Rusev. I know they're trying to build Rusev up, so it'd be surprising if they made him lose here. But I suppose in terms of building a decent feud, Big E should go over. Whether he will, and he's just being fed. I would like to see Big E go over, because I think the motherfucker badly needs a win. I can't remember the last time he won. I don't watch SmackDown, so maybe he wins on SmackDown, but I don't remember the last time he won a big match since losing his Intercontinental title. So I think he deserves to win this. It would not surprise me if they just fed him to Rusev and essentially turns into like the new Mark Henry. But what they should do is, I would like to see Big E go over. So I'm going to pick Big E, even though my brain tells me otherwise, but I'm going to pick Big E to go over here. I don't know if that's on the pre-card. Like I said, I didn't watch this week's Raw, so I don't know. Layla versus Summer Rae as Fandango as the ref. Should be a good fun match. I guess Summer Rae's the babyface here, which I just don't agree with, in my opinion. I think Summer Rae is a very good natural heel. But she's not likable. She just isn't likable. I don't root for her in this particular situation. Alright, everyone knows that I fancy Layla, so let's leave that shit to the side. I don't like Summer Rae. I don't think she's spectacularly hot. I don't think... There's nothing likable about her for me. So there's no real reason for me to root for her in this particular situation. But I do like the dynamics of the feud. They've told a decent story. It's not every day you get a story in a diva feud. like a story in a Diva feud. And fuck, this is one of 2 Diva matches on the card, which is like, what the fuck? So, you know, fair play. I would expect Summer Rae to go over here. At this point, Layla is as sexy as she is. She is the older one out of the 2. They are trying to build Summer Rae to be one of their future Diva stars. So I think it would make sense for Summer Rae to go over here. So I'm picking Summer Rae for this. Maybe for her to go on and have a Divas title shot against Paige after. That's what I would expect. Paige versus Naomi would be. I didn't know this match had been made until I saw the card. As I said, I didn't watch. What happened with regards to Raw this week. So I'm guessing this match just got made. This match should be interesting. I mean, unless Naomi has flipped heel, I don't know. But Naomi could go in the ring. Some people don't like her. I don't understand that. I think out of the 2, she's definitely the more likable one out of Cameron and Naomi. But she's definitely the more likable one. I think she can go in the rings. You lot know I find her fine already. Paige, man, I'm disappointed with Paige's character. You know, I don't even particularly think it's her fault. Maybe a little bit green. I think she's got some good technical skills, but probably we don't know Paige, and that's the problem. I said it 2 months ago. I said they must get Paige over. We don't know Paige. This was an opportunity, as soon as Paige won that title, for them to have some sort of vignette telling us who Paige is, so that we as fans can identify ourselves with him, and they failed to do that. They have failed to do that. So no one really knows how to take Paige. I don't know who's supposed to be working the heel, really. I'm supporting Naomi. I hope Naomi wins, because I heard she was supposed to be the one to take the title from AJ at WrestleMania, until Oksana fucked up her eye with that reckless move. But Paige will probably go over. I like Paige because she's British, so I have to back her. But I'm hoping Naomi wins, so I'm gonna pick Paige, but I hope Naomi wins. Now I heard that Bad News Barrett unfortunately got injured and got taken out of the Money in the Bank contract match, which I'm gutted about. You know me, Barrett is my 3rd favourite, really, behind Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. So I'm a bit gutted about that. But yeah, so it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger versus Kofi Kingston versus Rob Van Dam versus Seth Rollins. I would be extremely shocked if Seth Rollins doesn't walk out with the title. I mean, I know people say, oh, maybe Dean Ambrose could win. I would still be shocked if Dean Ambrose won. The only way that would possibly make sense is if Dean Ambrose won it, and then, in tune with his madman kind of gimmick at the moment, kind of later on down the line, maybe at a SummerSlam, put his briefcase on the line. So say they had a match at Battleground, which, say, maybe Ambrose won, and then Seth Rollins, you know, knows how Ambrose works, knows how he ticks, foolishly makes him put his briefcase on the line at SummerSlam. Then they have a big blow-off match with then Seth wins that briefcase. I know a lot of people's idea, though, and it is a certain possibility, is that with Roman Reigns possibly being one of the favourites to win the actual championship at Money in the Bank, that he'll win it, Seth Rollins will come out and cash in there and then. I don't think they'll do that. I think it will be a bit of a waste as Rollins' first title shot I think they'll want a big blow-off moment for sorry, Rollins' first title shot, for Reigns' first title shot. They'll want to make Roman Reigns a big deal when he does win that title for the first time. So I don't think they'll do that. That's why I think this will happen. I think it's so. All eyes are pointing to Seth Rollins winning, that I think they will surprise me and have Dean Ambrose win that contract match. And exactly what I said will happen will happen. I think eventually Seth will get it through a series of matches, and a big blow-off match happening at SummerSlam with that briefcase on the line. That's what I think will happen. So I'm actually going to pick Dean Ambrose to win that, because it just looks too obvious that Seth Rollins is going to win it, considering everybody else that's in it. Ain't no way Swagger's winning it. There ain't no way Dolph Ziggler's winning it. There ain't no way Kofi Kingston's in it, and ain't no way Van Damme's winning it. These are all spot fest people to make the match look good. But none of these motherfuckers are winning the contract, so I think it's going to be either Dean or Seth. I think it's going to be Dean, because it looks too obvious for it to be Seth. The Usos versus the Wyatt family for the tag team titles. I picked the Wyatt family. I think Usos have had a decent run. Happy they had the straps. Probably time for them to drop it. And why not drop it to the Wyatt family? I think they deserve it. Even if it's just for Luke Harper's work, I think they deserve it. So yeah. I would say that I think Usos will drop the straps. Then Alberto Del Rio versus who's the odd man out in this lineup, in my opinion. Alberto Del Rio versus Bray Wyatt versus Cesaro versus John Cena versus Kane versus Orton versus Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. 3 people right off the bat that aren't winning it is Del Rio, Kane, and Sheamus. None of those 3 motherfuckers are winning it. Despite Sheamus being in the Breakfast Club, there's no way none of those 3 motherfuckers are going to win it. So that leaves 5 others. They're not going to let Orton win it, because I think they're starting to slowly realise that when Orton is the champion, the product is shit. No one cares about him. He's an afterthought, and the ratings drop. So discount Orton. That leaves 4 people. Right? You've got your 2 dark horses and your 2 favourites out of those 4 people. Your 2 dark horses being Cesaro and Bray Wyatt. And you can make a strong argument for either. For Bray Wyatt, if his family members win the title, you will send the WWE upside down by him winning it. And arguably, out of everybody in there, he'd be the most interesting winner. Because then you'd be like, fuck, now what? And for John Cena's bullshit, and for him practically burying Bray with those series of matches, really, the only way to give that motherfucker some momentum back is by winning something like this. So, Bray is a possibility, but I don't think he'll win. Then you've got Cesaro. You remember I made a video about 3 months ago, and I said that it would be interesting if Cesaro was to win a Money in the Bank, grab the title, and go on to face a Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Now everyone's seen the WWE poster. We know Brock is coming back for SummerSlam. But the thing is, we didn't need to see it. The poster didn't really spoil something that we didn't know. Brock tends to work the big shows. SummerSlam is one of the big shows. We knew he was going to come back for it. But he has been confirmed because it's on these posters. So we know that Brock is going to be at SummerSlam. Now the point is, who is he going to face? Which comes to a later, I'm going to come back to that in a second, but I think that would be an interesting match. It'd be an intriguing match. But I think it would have only worked had Cesaro already been a babyface. The fact that he's been a heel, I just don't think that the match makes a lot of sense, even if this was to flip him here, I don't think a month of him being a babyface would be enough. For or 2 months of being a babyface would be enough. So I don't see that being a possibility. Unfortunately for Cesaro, because I think his body of work over the last 18 months or so has been fantastic, and he should have been a babyface. And the fact that he's been a heel, I think, has actually taken away from his momentum. And it's a shame for Cesaro. I feel for it, but I don't think he'll win. So, boring me, there's 2 favourites now. There's Roman Reigns, or there's John Cena. With Roman Reigns, I think it would be too soon, but I think what they'll do is that they will make him very strong. I know I've heard people's theory that, oh, he could win it and Seth Rollins catches on him. I just don't think it will happen. I don't believe it will happen. I think that it will have a very strong run. And I think what will end up happening possibly is either Seth Rollins costs him, or we know that fucking they've been building towards a Roman Reigns versus Triple H match at SummerSlam. I think that Triple H will cost him. Will come out and pull him off the ladder just at the very last second. So yeah, I see him having a strong showing, but I don't think he'll win. So that leaves one possibility. I have good news and I have bad news, basically. The bad news is John Cena is winning this match, 100%, no doubt in my mind. The good news, the ironic news, is I think that they're going to use him as a transitional champion, ironically enough, to get the belt onto Lesnar. I think that the Lesnar versus John Cena match is money, and I think that's going to be your main event for SummerSlam. And I think the way to get there is by putting the strap onto Cena and giving Brock his last final run as WWE champion. And I think that's what they're going to do. I think if you break it, if you've got, I think with Brock breaking the streak, they have to book him strong until they find a person to maybe the whole point of putting the strap on Brock is to return it back to Bryan at some point. So I think what will probably happen is that because I think most people also kind of are curious about seeing a Bryan versus Brock match, because it's such a mismatch that it might be interesting. So I see what I think that's what will happen. I think essentially Cena will win. It will piss people off, but I don't see it. You know, I mean, you have to face facts. John Cena is a 14-time world champion. He will eclipse Ric Flair. He just will. And I think the sooner you can get it over and done with, the better. So put the strap on him now. It's only for 2 months. Brock will come in SummerSlam. They'll beat him, hopefully. And then that will be that. So I think he'll be a transitional champion for Brock. I really do. And I think Brock will probably drop it to someone like Bryan. Or Punk if Punk comes back. Who knows? So, all in all, I think, although it's quite predictable, I see it being quite an intriguing pay-per-view. I am looking forward to it. I've always liked Money in the Bank match pay-per-views. It's unique. I still don't agree with it being its own pay-per-view. I think the match itself is a unique selling point, but there's no doubt about it. It's interesting, so I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think. Who you guys think will win the briefcase and the WWE Championship. So I love this pay-per-view for the simple reason, like I say, I think it sets up the rest of the year. and then consequently the road to WrestleMania. I think this is the very first step to everything else. So that's why I tend to quite like this pay-per-view. But let me know what you think down below. Do like this video, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Sorry again, it's been so dark and it's gone on a little bit. I apologize. Take care. Peace.